The Swiss experience begins at water level, where a network of ultra-modern, highly efficient urban hubs manages the country's flow long before you ever reach the famous mountain peaks. Take Geneva. Sitting right on the French border, it houses the headquarters for the Red Cross, the European arm of the United Nations, and roughly 20 other major international organizations. It's a city defined by diplomacy and massive civic engineering, best seen in the Jet d'eau, a fountain that blasts water over 500 feet into the air directly from Lake Geneva. A few hours northeast is Zurich. As the country's largest city and financial powerhouse, it boasts more than 50 museums, 100 art galleries, and districts dedicated to luxury shopping. These gateway cities are immaculate, highly functional, and aggressively expensive. This pristine waterfront level sets a steep financial barrier for anyone trying to enter the country. The sticker shock is real. A single standard train ride between towns or a basic dinner out at a restaurant can easily consume a traveler's daily budget. This map shows the Swiss public transit network. Buying a point-to-point ticket for every train, bus, and boat quickly becomes financially ruinous. To bypass this, travelers rely on the Swiss Travel Pass, a single ticket that covers nearly the entire national transit grid. For food, the systematic workaround is the supermarket. Discount German chains like Aldi, alongside local giants like Coop and Migros, offer high-quality prepared meals and groceries at a fraction of the cost of local dining. Navigating within the cities themselves doesn't have to cost a franc. Hubs like Zurich and Geneva run active free bike rental programs. You simply hand over a basic deposit and an ID, and the bike is yours for the day. By opting into these local systems, the financial wall drops. A notoriously expensive nation becomes highly navigable without emptying your bank account. Moving inland and slightly upward, we leave the modern financial hubs and enter the foothills. Here, the glass and steel architecture gives way to cobblestones and centuries-old masonry. The capital city, Bern, sits securely on a high ridge wrapped by the Aare River. Its historic old town features 4 miles of covered medieval arcades, originally built to protect merchants from the weather. The centerpiece of this preservation is the Zeitglocke. Originally a 13th century city gate, it houses a massive astronomical clock with moving mechanical figures that still dictates the city's rhythm today. Further east in Lucerne, the integration of history and geography is even tighter. The 14th century chapel bridge spans the Reuss River, perfectly framing the snow-capped mountains behind it. People actively live, shop, and work in these medieval structures. The Swiss apply the exact same rigorous engineering to preserving their past as they do to constructing their future. That commitment to maintenance reveals a broader cultural trait, an obsession with precision. This is, after all, the country that invented the wristwatch in 1868. This mechanical exactness governs daily life. If a train schedule says it departs at 14:03, the doors lock at exactly 14:02 and 50 seconds. Arriving on time often means you are already late. The people themselves operate with a similar efficiency. Supermarkets open late and close early. Conversations in shops are polite, brief, and highly direct. To an outsider expecting casual small talk, this can register as cold or abrasive. Yet beneath that strict, disciplined exterior lies a massive collective sweet tooth. The Swiss consume roughly 10 kilograms of chocolate per person every year, the highest rate on the planet. You cannot charm a Swiss train into waiting for you. The culture, much like the physical infrastructure, is deeply reliable, highly structured, and entirely uncompromising. Pushing past the foothills, the elevation spikes. The tree line vanishes, replaced by massive glaciers, jagged ravines, and sheer rock walls. A century ago, this region was the exclusive domain of hardcore mountaineers. Today, an extensive network of railways cuts directly through the solid rock, delivering casual travelers to the Jungfrau Region, the highest rail station in Europe at over 3,400 meters. Further south sits the village of Zermatt. To protect the fragile alpine air, the entire town operates under a strict environmental mandate. Gasoline vehicles are banned, leaving only battery-operated carts and pedestrians. The air needs to be clear here because of what looms immediately overhead, the Matterhorn, a massive, jagged pyramid of rock that dictates the local weather and draws climbers from around the globe. This graphic illustrates a critical alpine rule. The weather at the bottom does not equal the weather at the top. A sunny valley can sit directly beneath a completely fogged-out summit. Before buying a ticket, you must check the high-altitude webcams. The extreme elevations of the Alps are inherently hostile to human life. The fact that millions of people can safely consume these views every year is the direct result of a century of relentless engineering. Surviving those freezing temperatures and high altitudes requires serious fuel. This usually means a plate of raclette, a local specialty where a massive wheel of cheese is heated and scraped directly over hot potatoes. We started at the pristine, globalized lakesides, climbed through the medieval architecture of the foothills, and arrived at the frozen peaks of the high Alps. Navigating this vertical landscape demands participation. You must learn the transit passes, synchronize your watch to their schedules, and respect the volatile weather. A trip to Switzerland rewards active engagement with a high-performance system. When operated correctly, this meticulously engineered environment delivers the absolute most consistent and striking travel experience on Earth.